I mean, there's lots of reasons. I want to mark some pretty big experiences off of my bucket list and my impossible list. I want to work on a few big personal goals, and then I just want to understand what it's like to really live in the moment when you're surrounded by like-minded people. And gosh, it's so weird how quickly time has passed since I've actually made this decision. So let me take you on a quick trip down memory lane. So in 2009, I moved to Salt Lake City to work at the University of Utah. And while I was there, my coworker taught me how to travel. And, let's just say I became addicted to it. Then 2020 hit, and I started to think about my big goals in life. And I realized that my goals weren't gonna chase me. I had to go out and get them. And that's kind of hard, because you grow up watching Disney movies where you're taught, if you dream and you wish hard enough, that everything is gonna happen for you. That some magical woodland creatures are gonna come clean your house, and the right person is gonna show up for you. Whatever. I figured out that it's great to have a dream, but it's more important to be able to work hard towards that dream in order to achieve it for yourself. So in 2021, that's what I did. I signed up for sailing school. I had a dream that I wanted to become a sailor, and just waiting around wasn't going to do it. So I needed to do something. I needed to put something into action. So I signed up for sailing school. I went through with it. I finished it. I passed all of my exams and practicals, and I got certified by the American Sailing Association. That was huge. The feeling that I had when I completed that dream was so exhilarating that I couldn't wait to do it again. But I had to. I had a big girl job. I didn't have unlimited PTO. I had to wait, and not to be too dramatic, but it was terrible, So fast forward 2 years to early 2023, and I found myself doom scrolling on Instagram, as you do, and I saw a post about a lady that took an adult gap year. And I thought, the algorithm finally got something right. Something in my mind clicked, and I wanted to do this. So I set out to make it happen. Later that year, summer of 2023, I picked up my second job at my local Dutch Bros coffee shop, and I quickly became a full-time lead. It was not something I was hoping for. I just wanted to, have a job. I didn't really want any responsibility, but that's what happens when you're responsible and old and all that stuff, but whatever. So for the last year and a half, I have been juggling two full-time jobs, working often 80 hours a week with rarely having time off. And I can count on one hand the amount of days that I had off from both jobs at the same time that wasn't scheduled, like when I wasn't actually going out of town. But, I was focused. I was staying in that season of life where I was working hard to save money to make this dream a reality. Now back to present day. As I'm recording this, I have since moved out of my house where I was renting. I have sold almost everything I own. I am happily unemployed, and I am getting ready for the trip of a lifetime. Now that announcement's out, I know I'm different. Every time I tell people about this, I get those looks, I get the questions, I get the puzzlement, and sometimes just the laugh because people don't think I'm being serious. But I am, and in all seriousness, I've been answering the same questions over and over, so I thought I would answer a few of them today. Question number 1, what are you going to do about money? It's sad how we live in a society where everything is dictated by money, and I get it. I live in that world too. But because of that, I had set a monetary goal when I first picked up my second full-time job. I wanted to ensure some comfort at the start of my gap year. And something that I had to explain a lot was that my gap year is not an escape from work in the hopes to become a lazy bum and just hang out at the beach all day. But I wanted to try an alternative style of living. So what I'll do is I'll take some time at the beginning of my gap year to truly vacation, to not worry too hard about money. Obviously, I am going to be budgeting. I mean, that's part of this whole lifestyle, is to live a little bit more frugally on a budget. It helps that I'm going to part of the world that is a little bit more affordable for me right now. But I do plan on picking up odd jobs when I need money. I can use my newfound barista talents. I can try out content creation, find a job crewing on a sailboat, teaching English with my TESOL certificate. I have plenty of options and talents that I can utilize to my advantage. Question number 2, can you keep your job when you get back? No. Hard stop. Question number 3, you're calling it a gap year, but will you only stay out a year? Knowing me, probably not. I also might get out there and realize that long-term travel just isn't for me. I might, get out there and realize that I'm homesick, that I miss my family too much, that I miss stability, or, the American dream, or whatever. Who knows? I think it's one of those situations where I am literally not going to be able to know until I'm actually out there doing it. Question number 4, where are you going? So I'll be landing in the northern part of Thailand in a city called Chiang Mai, and hopefully staying in the region for a bit before making my way around Southeast Asia. I don't really have anything planned out other than where I'm going to be starting, because I want to be open to opportunity and spontaneity. That's the adventure. Question number 5, what are you going to be doing? I have a bucket list full of locations that I want to visit, and a more robust impossible list full of adventures and things and goals that I hope to accomplish. Some of them include getting scuba certified in Thailand, riding a motorbike around Vietnam, and at some point I'd like to get on a sailboat and start getting some nautical miles under my belt. Question number 6, what kind of personal goals are you going to work on? Obviously, this one was a little bit harder to explain because, personal goals are always more vulnerable, and we tend to keep them closer to the chest because a lot of times they don't make sense to anybody other than the person whose goal it is. But that being said, I do have 3 that I can share that are a little bit easier to understand. Number 1 is I need to learn to slow down again. Since I've been juggling 2 full-time jobs, I have become that person who rushes everywhere. I rush home from job number 1 because I know I only have 30 minutes before I start job number 2, and I have to eat, get ready, relax, decompress before heading off to the next job. I rush to work in the morning because I only get around 5 to 6 hours of sleep per night during the week on a school night because I close the coffee shop at 11:15 p.m. and have to be at work at the other job by 8, usually 9 o'clock in the morning. And I don't remember how to intentionally relax and take my time. And that's something I desperately want to change. Goal number 2 is I need to develop healthier habits for myself. With such a busy schedule, I had to stop going to the gym because I literally had no time to go. And I was just exhausted from the 80-hour work week that in my mind I couldn't justify going to the gym even if I knew that it was going to be a healthy alternative. I also found myself eating out more than I should, zoning out with Netflix on when I needed to shut my brain off. So I recognize that I don't need to fly halfway across the world to start these healthier habits or to restart them, but it's definitely going to help getting me out of my normal routine where I can literally just go on autopilot, zone everything out, and just not think about things. So finally, goal number 3, this one's a little bit harder to explain. I feel like I've lost my skill at having deep conversations. these last few years, my conversations have been very surface level. How are you? What do you think about the weather? What are you up to today? How was your weekend? You know, very high level customer service related conversations. And all that's a good skill to have. And that's a really good skill to have when you first meet people. I want to refocus and rework those skills on having those deeper, more meaningful conversations that lead to deeper and stronger connections between people, making better friends, keeping better friends, and the like. I am so excited to go on this gap year, and I think it's finally, after all this time, it is finally starting to sink in. The feeling of not having a permanent home anymore has sunk in. I'm still getting used to the fact that I am without my jobs anymore. My last day of official work was 2 days ago, so it's still kind of settling in. I have a little bit more time to really enjoy it all, but I've got so many things that I'm getting ready. I've been doing daily reels on like kind of a get ready with me thing, but it's more like, hey, what am I working on today towards this goal of leaving and moving? And it's been really fun to do that on Instagram, so you should check that out. I'll go ahead and leave a link to my Instagram in the description below. It's been really fun to get back into social media. It's gotten me talking a little bit more and being able to start working on, goal number 3 of like having deeper conversations where I'm actually using my brain to think about things and think things through. I do have a few more videos planned before I leave. I am going to be doing a packing video. That is one of the biggest questions that I've been getting is, what am I going to be doing with my stuff? And when I tell people that I'm taking a backpack and a suitcase that's just bigger than a carry-on, they can't believe it. And it's kind of funny because it does sound weird, but I will be doing a packing video as well, so you can see exactly what I'm taking and kind of why I'm taking it. So I'm so excited to go on this gap year and show you how I'm getting ready and take you along. So I do hope you follow along as I get ready to go on this journey, because it's gonna be a good adventure. Oh, I've got to get a clip of this for my reel for the day. Oh my gosh, I'm becoming one of those people. No, I'm not. I'm really not. Oh my gosh, I literally cannot feel my toes right now. It's time to go.